death of a loved one, they want answers, or maybe it's
Oh
just
yeah,
like maybe they may not be able to have that type of conversation because at the end of the day, AI, deepfake is AI. So,
yeah,
you
of
know,
course.
but in that sense, I do feel like it is a good idea because of that particular reason. Maybe they can't completely let go until they can finally have that last conversation. They need
I
that
mean, I
closure
get what
because
you're
they didn't
saying.
expect it. Yeah.
Look, I get what you're saying. And sorry, I'm sorry to cut you short, but I get what you're
Oh
trying to
yeah.
say. This is a very, it's, well, look, when it comes to maybe counseling, as a counseling tool, maybe
Mm,
as a
mm,
therapeutic tool, yeah, you might need, this will
mm.
be helpful. I mean, it's going to help us leaps and bounds. You're going to, maybe let's say, you have a memory that you want to get back to and you want to see how you react to that certain situation. They can
Yeah.
replicate that. I mean, those things, okay, fine. Because look, technology is moving in such a way, we see these movies, we don't believe it. At one point, we were like, oh, this will never happen. And then now it's happening.
Yeah,
So,
we've seen holograms at concerts and stuff like this. The
I
world is
mean,
slowly
yeah,
changing.
exactly, right. That's just Travis Scott. He did that one of these concerts. Travis Scott did
Yeah.
that one concert with that. So this is just revolutionary, yes. But the way people are using this, look, these apps,
Mm.
like I said, these deep fakes and all, looking at these aspects, a very broad spectrum of things you could use it for. But end of the day, where do we draw the line? Because look, for these kind of things, there's going to be bad, and the bad is, look, people, let's say girls, women, whatever, at home, they can't even post on an Instagram. Let's say you have a bunch of friends, or somebody wants to get back at you. Okay,
Yeah.
let's say a person tries to get back at you,
Oh, okay.
an ex, or
Yeah.
maybe a
Yeah.
friend, or an enemy, a friend turned
Yeah.
enemy. It could be anything, right? I'm telling you, it
Yep.
could be anything. And this person wants to take revenge. How are they going to do this? They're going to go to this app and they're going to do this. And then they're going to post it on some more pornographic site or something like that, just to destroy your reputation. Because look, once your rep is gone, it's gone. So people will be like, oh,
Yeah.
talking about
Especially in
it,
society, specifically in society.
especially
Yeah.
especially in society. Because look, once your rep is gone, it's gone. I mean, you can say, oh no, that's a fake thing, but then it's already gone. It's spread around. People will think, oh no, it's real.
Yeah, exactly. And then that's how speculation words start to spread. And things, that's when it just becomes like a very, very, very long, like the whole situation just becomes so extensive, a lot more extended than it needed to be. And now, even if the person is to get charged with, revenge porn or things like that, because, say, for example, an ex, they release some footage of you, like some private photos that you would share with them because you were together. Now, because you've broken up, they chose to go and do something like this. Even if they do get convicted, even if they do get arrested
Yeah.
or whatever, it's still been spread out there. And I feel like that's all down to how society will choose to paint you because of these images. Like, literally, your reputation hangs in the balance because of what's just happened.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's upsetting. It's upsetting.
Yeah, it is, right, because look,
Yeah.
it can be used as a political leverage tool. Anything. I mean,
Yeah.
look, Miss Miller, right, the MP, Miss Miller went on to
Yeah.
talk about this, and I quote: "Parliament needs to have the opportunity to debate whether nude or sexually explicit images generated digitally without consent, rather, should
Yeah.
be outlawed." And I believe this, if this were to happen, the law would definitely change. I mean, she does make a fair point.
She does. There's no two ways about it. Really, there's no two ways about it. A nudifying tool. One thing I would say is that with technology, one thing you can't do is there's always going to be, not even with technology, with everything. There's always going to be bad. There's always going to be good. Always bad will never. Bad can't exist without good. Do you understand what I mean? And vice
Yeah.
versa. Like there has to be bad in order for there to be good. There has to be crime in order for there to be justice.
That is
So
right.
it works both ways. There has to be a blank canvas in order for there to be a painting. Do you get what I
I
mean?
mean,
So like
I
this
mean, yeah,
stuff is going to
that's very
happen. Like this stuff is going to
philosophical
happen
right
with
there,
technology.
Kings.
I feel like you just can't paint the whole of technology as, oh, it's all bad, because that's
No,
what
it's
people will
not.
tend to do.
It's not. I mean, look, I'm not a caveman.
You know?
Obviously, I'm not a caveman. I mean, when we gotta we gotta understand. Yes, technologically, technology has helped us a lot. It advanced a lot of things. Healthcare. Look, we have the vaccine right now because of the technology that we have. We have the vaccine right now because of the technology we have. And with that
Hmm.
regards, right, we're talking about all these things. We have the technology because of this particular, the whatever, we have the vaccine right now because of technology. So not only that, we have smartphones, all of these things. social media, all of these things. And with that regards, I understand that why it's becoming a very problematic thing. So, I mean, look, I'm telling you, technology is just crazy, and I really don't know. I really don't know where are we gonna draw the line with this regards.
Yeah, and I don't know. For me, I feel as though we've drawn the line. I feel as though with drawing the line, it's quite a thin line. If I'm honest, it's quite a thin line to be able to draw, because we don't know where to put it. We don't know where to put it, because it's like you have a thin line between wanting to, benefit society, and then that benefiting society will slowly turn into, now it's going to be used for this, because there's always going to be people that will think that they can do so much more with basically there's always going to be angels, there'll always be criminals. There's always going to both will have to exist with each other, because that's how you get the justice side of a bad job. It's just the way it works, and that's just sadly how life is. So
interesting. I mean, that's an interesting way to put it, because I don't know. I feel like all these things, I think there should be laws with this. I'm not talking about, only because look, forget about tech companies and all that, because right now people understand we've come to that point where, companies like Google, Facebook, they need to be censored. They need to be, monitored, because they're doing all the monitoring. Any one entity controls this. I'm talking about just one thing. I know I'm going off tangent a little bit, but then it ties down to this, because we have to put a law. I feel like there should be a law. Like, okay, we should ban this internationally. Now, I'm not just talking about just the UK only. Internationally, there should be a law that states, okay, these kind of websites, this is not allowed to be posted on the web. Like,
straight up.
There shouldn't even be websites like this, because I am totally stumped, thinking about how we've come so far as humans. We've come so far, and to end up like this.
Do you know what? I feel as though it comes with the essence of, free will, being able to do whatever it is that you wish to do. Because if that was the case, then we do be tied down to just restrictions. Think of lockdown. We were all tied down to restrictions. We couldn't do lot, and we were all kept in our homes. If this is how all of life was, this is essentially how life is for China. Like, China literally deal with the fact that, everything is restricted. There's limited, not even movement, but there's limited stuff that they can do with life. They can't really do much, They can't, like, being able to search stuff is even down to a minimum as well. They're not able to search things as far as we can search things,
That's true.
So, literally, with this, I feel as though they wouldn't do that, mainly because of the fact that they are focusing on the fact that we should be able to be free to do whatever it is that we want to do. Then at the same time, you have that opportunity to do whatever you want to do. But then at the same time, if you've made up your mind as to what you will do, that means you should also be aware of the fact that you will suffer consequences as well. And it's going to happen. So with something like this, consequences will definitely be taken place.
Definitely.
They have to take place. But as I said, things like this, yes, monitoring websites, making sure that there's censoring on stuff and things like this.
Of course.
Realizing that things like this shouldn't be able to, make it to the internet, stuff like that. There's things like this. Then there's also the fact that if it does make it to the internet, that there's always going to be the power to be able to quickly smite it, get rid of it, and then they'll be able to find out who the perp is. Find out who it was that took control of all of this, and then stop it, nip it in the bud, do what they have to do as the law or authority states. You see what I mean? So that's just my opinion on it. Really, that's just my opinion.
I mean, you guys, look,
I don't want to go too far. I
mean, look, you guys, if you guys have any opinions on this, you can always call us up. Let us know on 07852-473-473. That's right. Those are the magical numbers. But with that being said, we're going to be taking a real quick break, though, and we will be right back after this.
The valuations that you place on an asset are always behind you. It's always in hindsight. It's never in front of you. And that's one of the challenges, right? Because you're always valuing what happened yesterday. And what you need is what's going to happen tomorrow. what am I saving or investing for? Why am I doing it? When will I need the money? And how much money do I need? Yeah. So that's quite important, because when you're looking at your net worth, you got to start with saying, well, what do I want my net worth to be, so that there's a goal, and then work backwards. How do I get there? And if I can start with £50 or $50 a week, if I save that every week, and you can go online and use calculators online. I don't have to teach you the maths behind it, but you can say, okay, and if I get a 3% return and I put this away for how long will it take to reach my goal? And that's called just this basic cash flow projection calculations. And it's what we use in financial planning all the time. What we say to clients is we say, okay, what is your goal? What is your objective? Where do you want to go to? And we discuss that in a lot of detail and over most of the meeting. And then the rest of it is saying, okay, in your exact circumstances, with your risk profile, with how you feel about investments and pensions and taxes and where you are and who you work with, and your education level or your lack of education or how involved you want to be. There's a lot of variables that we take into account, and then we say, okay, here's a plan. You start like this, that's great. And then we review it all the time. And we say, okay, we need to increase it, we're on track, we're not, this is what is happening. Because remember, when you're dealing with assets, the valuations that you place on an asset are always behind you. It's always in hindsight. It's never in front of you. And that's one of the challenges, right? Because you're always valuing what happened yesterday. And what you need is what's going to happen tomorrow. So that's a struggle. Yeah. So there are strategies everywhere from £50 a week up to £100 million, and they're different, right? They range differently from everyone, but and from country to country, to be fair. Different countries have different tax laws, so different vehicles. But from your point of view, at the sort of normal end, I'm not going to call it the low end because I'm in that boat as well. It's as tax efficient as you can get it. That's where you start. You use all the tax efficiencies, and then you step up into different things.
Hold up, if you wanna go and take a ride with me, better hit me, baby, one more time.
More variety than you can imagine. Relaks Radio.
Welcome back to the show. This is Relaks Radio, RELAKS, where we're trying to keep it real right here and all the way, till 6 p.m. That's right. We're talking about all things going on right now in the UK. And we're addressing one particular thing, deep fakes and all of these AIs and where we draw the line. Yeah. And MPs have actually started to get involved in this. And they are looking for, implementing laws. I mean, end of the day, without your consent, you see someone on social media posting a picture of you or whatever site, you see a picture of yourself and you're like, hey, how did I get there?
No more $1 million question. That is the $1 million question right there. And, with that being said, it's like, it's a good thing that I will say it's a good thing that authorities and the law is starting to get involved with something like this, because this really does violates so many, not even just so many like laws within itself, but also violates so many moral codes just as a human being. Like, we have rights to our own privacy. Why should they be violated because of somebody that just doesn't know how to keep their fantasies as fantasies?
That is the point. That is the $1 million question. Why aren't people, keeping their fantasies? I mean, if you have something in your mind, let it go. Don't put it into such a way, where it can affect people. I mean, Think about it like this, Kingz. This can turn out even so bad. Like, okay, forget about, a person's reputation or whatever. People can even be driven to suicide because of this.
100%. And the thing is, we've seen things like this happen. Like things like this can definitely happen. Whereas, I feel it's the shame. It's the shame that comes along with, you've just been exposed, and so many of your it's the shame that comes along with you being exposed in such a negative light, especially as you know that you don't do things like that, but it's like the proof is right there. Some people won't believe you, and then some people will, but on the grand scheme of things, it's because the shame that comes along with it is the fact that there are people that that are seeing you like this, that shouldn't even see you like this. And then it drives people insane. It drives people insane because it's like there are people out here literally trying to destroy other people's lives. For what exactly? For what? Just for
if a person comes and tells you, "Oh, Kingz, it's just a harmless tool. Nobody's gonna get hurt." Come on. Are you? Come on? You kidding me?
It's honestly, it is 2021, and listen, people need to really just engage with and understand that anybody can get hurt from anything. True. It doesn't matter what it is. Like, people can genuinely get hurt from things that you didn't even expect. It's going to happen. So people really need to engage with and literally just not even be honest with themselves, but just realize the latter of what it is that they're about to do. It's not worth it. It's realistically not worth it. And things like this, they just need to just be burned to the ground, put in rice, whatever, but they just shouldn't be around. It shouldn't be around, honestly.
That's the truth. That is, definitely the truth right there. What else can we say? Looking at all this, what else can we say? The government will need to take a step into this, and they will need to look into it, because this is in a way breaching the sanctity of all people.
Exactly.
Our moral, all of it. And for your people to think, oh, it's just a harmless tool, but this is the disturbing thing.
Yeah.
5 million people went onto these websites just because I know maybe curiosity, or maybe because they are weird, or they're creeps, but 5 million peoples. I really don't know what to say. It's terrible. You can, in one way, people will be like, oh no, so it's not going to harm anything. These people will stay creeps. They're not going to bother. Or at one, you can argue and say, okay, fine. This person sees this person. They're just going to be at home, so they've satisfied their urges, or whatever. Whatever that thing is, right? Whatever that thing is that they do, they're happy with that. Okay, they're not going to go and act on it. But then some could actually say that they might even act on that. Who knows?
And and then when you get the people that act on it, then it becomes even worse, because now you're going even further. Like, you've already violated their privacy once. Now it's just to satisfy your own personal urges, and that's where it just becomes so dark and just disgusting. And they just need to. This whole thing needs to just be destroyed and eliminated off the internet. It's just weird, because at the end of the day, we don't know who they could possibly be trying this tool on. It could even be someone close, someone we didn't even expect, and that's where things just go left. And
I know. Because once something is on the internet, right? Once something is on the internet, taking it off the internet, man, it's impossible. That is near impossible.
Yeah, it's so difficult. So difficult.
Yeah, once it's on, it's on. It's there forever.
Yeah, honestly.
That's why you don't catch me putting my pictures of me when I was a child on Facebook, on Instagram, and any of these, because it'll always be there.
Exactly.
I don't joke with you. There's these embarrassing pictures I don't want to post. These are embarrassing pictures. It's going to be there 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now. Sometimes 200 years from now, it's still going to be there.
Yep. Straight up. Like things like this. This is technology. This is the internet. Things don't die on the internet. Realistically, we can still see things from about maybe 10, 15 years ago. If we're being completely honest, right, we can see things from about how many years ago. Like, the internet, nothing dies on the internet, if we're being real. It's just a lot to take in, if I'm honest. It's just been a whole brain lapse right now, and I just feel like MPs just do what you got to do and just ban it.
I know. Yeah. I feel like they should. We should have some sort of censorship with this regard. I think we do. We must have some sort of censorship. There should be people, coming in and censoring all of these things. But, I think we need to take a more active approach to these kind of things. I feel like an active approach will curb the problem. Otherwise, this is just going to be an ongoing thing, and it's going to be very problematic.
Yes, I completely agree. Oh, goodness me, man.
Well, it is what it is. Let's see how we go. Maybe the government will find some sort of way to navigate around this.
I do hope so. I'm going to keep updated with all of this news because this is insane. This is honestly insane.
I mean, I'm telling you, I mean, look. Okay, scandalous. I'm going to be a little scandalous here, but think about it. Kim Kardashian, her whole story, right? Her whole that she became popular because of a tape right there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Yeah. Kim Kardashian. Now, some other celebrity will just, have these kind of things. And my God, this is just bad. I feel like this is bad because, you can make a whole movie out of this and people will not believe you. It's not you. They're like, no, that's you. You can see your face. Look. Exactly. Everything down from the gesture, from the way you talk, your accent or whatever.
Yep.
Maybe that blemish you have on your face or whatever. They will be able to replicate that. And that's terrifying. I feel
the
terrifying.
scariest part about it.
I know, right? Hey,
goodness.
But hey, with that being said, it is about that time of the day that we wrap things up right here. But don't worry, you can catch us again tomorrow. That's right. Same time, same place, only here on Relaks Radio. And with that, my name is Nick.
And I am Kingz, DJ Kingz, as it says in the corner right there, DJ Kingz.
And we are out of here. Peace and much love.